And as far as MilSim West goes, I saw, or one of your posts, like repost or something like that. Yeah, what was going on with that?
For me and that organization, it boils down to a few things. One, it's other veterans coming to me and sharing their experiences with people like Josh Warren, who owns it, and his hazing, as they put it, as he puts it, uh, belittling every service member because they weren't Army Rangers. I mean, just really going after some good people, some people that you know personally.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say their names, but some of the people that were on your podcast, he's personally gone after to the
Okay.
point where they thought about quitting airsoft.
Hmm.
And when you start messing with veterans, that's when you cross a line.
So yeah, man, we're good. Let me
All
hit the
right.
live button real quick on YouTube.
Oh
And
no.
I know, right? Um, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Oh, to say the least.
Well, you know what? Let's well, I so just I sent a message. I DM'd the MilSim West whatever Instagram and let them know I was doing a podcast with you, and if anyone from there wanted to join in the conversation, they can. Just kind of out of
Sweet.
courtesy to them, let them know. Uh,
I
not
got
like
absolutely no problem with that, my friend.
no, I didn't
It's
think you
okay.
would. Yeah, and yeah, I mean we're not. I mean it's not like we're bashing the shit out of them or something. And I don't know. I honestly don't know anything. I don't know anything about you. I mean, we've chatted here and there in the
Very few
past.
people know much about me. I try
Okay.
to maintain an air of mystique for a reason.
All right. All right. Let's see what this. We'll welcome everybody on here. All right. Here we go. I think everything is good to go.
All right.
All right. I think we're live now. Oh, let me fix this monitor. So
Do,
my
do, do, do,
what
do.
I was telling you this the when I had to or fix my computer. So once a year, I clean this computer. I clean it out. I've had it since
Yeah.
2018. It still does what I need to do. So, I haven't done anything. The only thing I upgraded was I added more RAM. So I took it apart the first week of January. And when I say take it apart, I'm talking like take the case off, do I take the processor off. I take
So you
the
do a full
graphics
rebuild.
card. I don't. Yeah. So the graphics card and the processor have their own like heat sinks
Mm-hmm.
and fan built on them. And even when they're on there, when they're attached, they uh, and you blow them out with an canned air or something like that. It still doesn't get all the stuff out. Like it kind of pushes it towards the card or the processor. The little
So
chips.
you're
So
detailing your rig. That's what you're
yeah,
doing.
so once a
There
year.
you
Now I
go.
blow it out all the time, but I
Yeah.
once a year I take all that stuff out and actually take the heat sinks off, put new grease on it, get all the dust out of there. Well, when I
I do the
put
same
the
thing with my UTVs and stuff at least twice a year. I go through them and just
yes,
rebuild everything on them and just re-grease, redo everything because
yeah,
you
blow all the
just that
dust
little
out.
just that little cleaning, even
Yep,
with stuff like that, doesn't get it all right. So you got to get
right.
really down into those fine points and really iron stuff out. Right,
Exactly.
keep it going as long as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't need to buy a new one and I don't want to.
No,
So so I took this thing apart, just those two things. I took the graphics card out and then so I turn it back on. I get everything clean. It's like, looks like brand new. I get everything back in and I'm usually pretty careful with the CPU because it's, all its little tiny pins and so I put it in, turn it on, everything powers up. All the fans power up. I hear the hard drive kick on. I still have one of those. I don't have an SSD hard drive. I still have an HDD, so you can hear this disk spin up. And So I hear that, and then nothing comes up on the screen. Actually, the monitors got I know it got a signal because it said, and it came out of sleep mode and said no signal. I'm like,
What do you
oh,
mean no signal? What do you mean
what?
no signal? I just
So
I plugged everything in.
you got a power hit, but you didn't get. So I'm like, oh, maybe I messed up the graphics card. So I took the graphics card out, put it back in, took it out, checked everything, put it back in. I'm like, I don't have an extra one to test it. So I was chatting with my son, and I was like, hey, I need you to bring over your extra graphics card. Let me swap it out, see if I can, if this thing's messed up. Well, anyway, then I'm like, you know what? Let me check the processor. Maybe I bent some pins. So back in the early 2000, late 90s and early 2000s, I was building my own PCs, gaming PCs, right?
Yeah.
And getting a new processor was a thing back then that we would
Oh
upgrade.
yeah.
It's not as easy to now because they're way
Rice was
too
always sold
expensive,
out, right?
or sold out. But
Yep.
they weren't as expensive back then, so we used to upgrade them and putting them in. We would bend pins all the time because we're freaking drinking energy drinks, getting hyper, getting ready to play like Unreal Tournament, okay, against each
Yep.
other. So we're like, oh, I got this new graphics card and CPU, so we're gonna put it in. And if you bend a pin, as long as you don't break it off, you can just bend it back. So you just have to be real careful. So anyway, I checked the CPU, and bro, let me tell you, I took a picture of it and sent it to my son. I probably bent like 20 pins on that thing. I'm not kidding. It was
You just
crazy.
mashed it. You're
I
like, just
mashed
get in
it.
there.
I
Yeah.
mashed it. So anyway, I got it fixed. But before I did that, I took the little battery out of the motherboard and reset everything and back to zero. And so anyway, setting
You
this
lost a
up.
bunch of
So
stuff.
I say all that to say, I apologize for being rusty and getting taking forever to set this thing up. Thank you for
Well,
joining,
welcome
Mr.
back.
OT and Alan. Yes,
Yay!
thank you. What do you want me to call you? What's your name's Eric, right?
My name's Erik. My call sign on the field's Paladin.
Oh, Paladin.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll call you Eric. That's obviously my name too, and I think you and I spell it the same way, Eric with a K.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Um, so yeah. Anyway, welcome, dude. I appreciate
Well,
you
I
being here.
appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for inviting me on. I'm
Absolutely.
excited to talk to you guys.
Yeah, man, this is cool. This is actually going to be number 299. Um,
Woo!
yeah, I'm about to hit 300. So I talked with somebody a couple weeks ago, somebody I've had on here before, K Factor 39. He's, is it 30? Yeah. And he's a sniper out in Utah.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, so uh, he does a lot of his content is a lot like kicking mustangs.
All
So
right.
he
Yeah.
gillies up and all that kind of stuff. So I had him on before, and
Very
he's like,
patient man.
"Oh, very patient, way more
Yeah.
patient than me."
Very patient.
Yeah. So I think for 300 we're gonna do a group one with all these different guys, him and his buddies or whatever. So it'll be cool. But yeah, this is
Oh,
number
that'd be an epic
299.
watch.
And I love your background. You got a cool wall. In fact, Alan McCrum
Well,
on
thank you.
here, yeah, said jealous of the pew wall. It looks awesome, man. Yeah,
A lot of time and energy has gone into my collection.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
tell
I
me
do
about
enjoy
yourself,
it.
man. Where are you at, and how did you get into
Well, I'm
airsoft?
I'm based out of Michigan. Airsoft is pretty interesting for me, actually. I was recovering from a spinal cord injury that I received back in 2005, and I finally had surgery from it. A little over a year and a half ago, I had an osteophyte growing into my spinal canal, right at my C5, C6. So they had to go in and remove that. And while I
What
was in
is that?
recovery, an osteophyte, it's a bone
Yeah.
spur.
Oh wow.
So because I hurt myself on an airborne operation back in 2005, I high winds on the DZ, gust of wind above 10 knots. I think it was something like 15, 20 knots of wind.
Woo.
Right above tree line, just snatched me and just slammed me to the ground. I don't I don't remember 2 weeks after that.
Wow.
I apparently texted my girlfriend, my now wife, and I was like, "Hey, I jumped today. It was fun." And apparently, I was in the hospital. Didn't even tell her
Holy
I was in the
crap.
hospital. Yeah, she was a little pissed. I was under observation for 24 hours, under quarters for 2 weeks, just to keep an eye on me because apparently I just wasn't acting right.
Yeah.
And some of that was I was out. Ended up damaging my right frontal lobe, which was
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah, that logic, impulse control, reasoning, all that sort of intellectual stuff I damaged.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So that was fun. That sort of was a factory reset, like you were talking about for my brain. I had
Right.
to readjust a whole lot. And then,
You bent some pins
yeah,
on your CPU.
yeah, I bet some pins on my CPU, to put it bluntly. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was going through because I was losing proprioception. So I was losing all the feeling and all the ability to use my hands and my feet. I was, every time I'd get up off the couch, I'd roll my ankles. Every time
Mm.
I'd pick something up, I would drop it. Like, but I got kids and stuff, and one of them's really young. So can you imagine carrying around an
Oh.
infant and not knowing where your feet are and how you can
Uh-uh.
hold on to them and all that fun, happy stuff of trying to be a dad and be functional. So I finally ended up going under the knife. The surgery was obviously successful. I am still missing feeling in my left foot for part of
Mm.
it. So like my big toe, that toe right after that, and the one directly after that, I have no proprioception in. So I have
Yeah.
no spatial awareness of where they are in time or space. They're just gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I can definitely relate. Okay.
yeah, I heard that. I heard we
Yeah.
share a commonality a little bit. Yeah,
Right,
I'm
right.
sorry for your
So,
injury, and I you know the struggle of those invisible injuries and
well, you're
trying
talking about
to.
your feet and balance and like rolling. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I get it. So,
yeah.
definitely been there. Okay.
So just recovering, just watching people have fun and seeing this inclusive group of people. It's like, hey, that seems like a hell of a way. If I could get up and if I can continue to fight every day, continue to do my physical therapy, you know what? I'm gonna actually buy and invest in my first real airsoft, and I'm gonna start doing this. And that's what led me down the road I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Yep, it's just this journey of this past year. I've only been at this for a year now.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah,
Bro, you went all
yeah,
in. Look at that. You
right.
got AT. Was that AT4 over there?
Oh, I even got a Gustav, brother.
Is
There's a
that an
minigun
M60
behind
or a
me.
240 a 240 Bravo? You got the mini gun.
Oh, I sell now. I'm full invested. I in fact my company Pink Unicorn Airsoft. That's why I'm Pink Unicorn Airsoft. It's that costume was actually
Yeah, how did this come
silly
about? I
enough.
am so curious.
Silly enough, I do have a daughter.
Yeah.
Is we were going through for Halloween. She doesn't like scary, so I was like, "Well, what do you want me to be?" And we got on to Amazon. I was like, "Pick out a costume." You see where this is
No.
going, right?
No,
Oh
no.
yeah,
She picked it
oh
out.
yeah. So
And
that's
you
what she
let her.
picked out for Daddy to wear, and that's what I've been wearing for Halloween ever since.
Oh my god.
And when I started my company, my airsoft company, I looked at her. I was like, "Hey, you know, one day this is probably going to go to you. So, what would you like our airsoft company to be called?" She looked me dead in the eyes, quick as I could even speak, and was like, "Pink Unicorn." I was like, "All right, Pink Unicorn Airsoft it is." That's we're going to name our airsoft
Oh,
company
that's
based off
awesome,
what a
dude.
6 year
Okay.
old girl
Okay.
decided to call it,
I'm down with it, man.
and I've just been rolling with it ever since.
Hey,
I get a
it
lot of
takes
trash talk, man.
a
A
strong man
lot of trash
inside.
talk. Yep.
Yes, to deal with to name it that. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So one part of that's also military humor, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of really interesting groups that are named some really interesting things that do some very
Right.
interesting jobs that you'd be like,
Oh
wait,
yeah.
what? The Pink Bunnies? Who are the Pink Bunnies? What do these people
Mm-hmm.
do? Oh, well, they do SATCOM for special operations groups,
Mm-hmm.
guys. They're the big ears out there listening,
Oh
guys, like
yeah,
Pink
and the guys
Rabbits.
on
Like,
the at the company party or on the beach, drinking like, oh, the pink buddies, they're probably a bunch of gay guys, look at them,
right?
and these dudes come out like all beefed up, like,
Right? Like, yeah,
that's how it
we're
goes.
we're the SAT guys. That's what we do.
That's how it
All
goes.
right.
That's funny.
Fine, all in, guys, all in.
Yeah, for sure.
And with
Okay.
my mission being silly based, my entire company is based off of preventing 22 a day.
Yeah.
That's the heart of it. If
Right.
I can be silly, if I can get out there and I can show everybody else that, man, if I, with a brain injury, with a spinal cord injury, can wake up every day, be persistent in my goals, then so can you. Just don't give
Mm-hmm.
up.
Yeah.
Just
Don't quit.
continue to fight every day, because there's too many people that are they're trying to crush everybody's dreams.
Yeah.
There's too much hate in this world. There's too much negativity where every time you try to do something, you'd be surprised at how many people will tell you to commit suicide. How
Yeah.
many people will tell you to quit?
Yeah. I don't know why that became such a thing. I was like to tell people, man, just go kill yourself. Like, I understand. Obviously, we both understand dark humor, and
Yep.
in the military and stuff, like all of those kind of things being really crazy
Dark.
with the talking
Right.
about your moms and I mean nothing's off limits,
Right.
okay, but I don't just in general, like the general public, like talking with people like and gamers and stuff, like getting raging
That's a
and
go-to.
telling you to quit, kill yourself, and
Yep.
just
That's
really go
a
kill yourself. And I remember doing this
automatic go-to. Right.
sales job, like on telephone calls,
Oh,
whatever,
I'm
cold
so
calls.
sorry.
And I
I'm
did.
so sorry.
I had a great time. I really did. I had a good time.
I try to be nice to you guys. I try to have a very fun
Oh yeah,
conversation. Like, how you doing today? Well, I'm not going to buy anything, but I'll sit here and have a nice chat
I
with you
had a
about
couple
what's going
guys that were
on.
funny like that for real. But yeah, and then somebody was just answered and goes, "Man, why don't you just go kill yourself?" And
Yeah,
hung up, and I was like, "Oh, all right." Yeah, it is funny, but
it's a
it's
lot of
funny.
personal anger that they have directed
Yeah,
inside themselves that they're feeling that they are projecting onto the world.
yeah,
I did a lot of
yeah.
therapy.
That's most
I
people.
I
That's
did. I
most people.
mean, I have PTSD. I've been to combat. I was a paratrooper for the U.S. Army. I was a U.S. Army parachute rigger. I did a lot of fun things.
Yeah,
So yeah, I've been down those roads. I've sat there with people in group therapy and talked about my emotions and my feelings and what it means to hurt people and how it feels to be hurt by people. And we just need to be more sensitive as a community as a whole, because not everybody can see every injury, right?
right. Well, people
There are,
have to understand the balance between that too. Like know when to shut up,
yep.
or
Oh, I'm guilty of that too. I really am.
yeah, me
I
too, me
sometimes need to
too.
take my own advice and just shut up. I
Yeah,
need to know
because we
when
don't
to
know we're
just,
pushing somebody's button too
yep,
far.
yep. Okay, I've crossed lines. I need to just walk away. I'm
Right.
man, my bad. I'll admit it. I could say some
Mm-hmm.
really really nasty things when
Yep. Same.
people tell veterans to go commit suicide.
Yeah. And I've
When
sat in these
there's
circles as well with the counselors, and we're in a group setting, and they hand us all these papers, these printed out papers with a
yep.
whole list of feeling words, and I'm like,
Oh, the
feeling
words,
words,
right?
and this is 7:30 a.m.
Yeah,
Like, bro, we didn't get coffee yet. We got to sit in these
right.
metal chairs and go around the room and say what feeling you. What do you think I'm gonna say?
You know,
Agitated, okay?
I'm feeling agitated. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling like I don't belong here.
Yeah,
Well, once you get past those feelings and you can start talking about the real feelings, sometimes, man, seeing what I saw hurts me. It hurts me to my core. Seeing tragedies unfold before you and not having any power to prevent them from happening. Uh, that's the nature of being in some third world countries, right? You're going to see stuff that you don't agree with, that you have no say, no control, and no power over, especially when you're out behind enemy lines, as they say, out, in villages, bringing humanitarian aid to people, trying to be the good guy. You got to really try to de escalate everything. So
sure.
if there's people out there absolutely abusing women and children, you got to just sit there with your mouth closed. You can't do anything. And some of that stuff, yeah, I have feelings. There's a lot of people that have feelings about seeing stuff. And it's
Yeah,
okay to open up and say, hey, man, that affected me. That affected me in a really negative way.
yeah, absolutely. So
That's what,
go into. I want to come back to that because I know that's going to lead into what I wanted to ask you. What I'm really curious about with the stuff with MilSim West. But
Beautiful.
before that, I want to go over like so you got into airsoft, and then tell me about your first experience. Were you already obviously you were had already been injured, so you couldn't go full gung ho, right? Like you were pretty much were you kind of impaired physically?
I
What
got
kind
the
of gear
green
did you
light.
take for your first game?
I brought what you're seeing right now plus a helmet, and I really did overdo it with the helmet. I
Yeah,
suffered my neck was really sore after that.
I'm
Uh,
sure.
it was a really small event. It was a lot of fun. I met up with another veteran that I reached out to via Facebook. He reached out to me. Both of us were just looking to connect with a veteran to just go play. And yeah, we both ended up driving over an hour and a half each to meet up at this small field to play with. But I think it was 8 players, and it was rainy and miserable and
Wow.
cold and just oh man, it was
Typical
it,
Michigan, what, winter?
typical Michigan
S-
spring, right?
Okay, spring, yeah.
Yeah, so this was around April-ish was my
Okay.
first real getting
Okay.
schwacked, really feeling the pain of being
Muddy.
hit close range by somebody just sitting in a bush, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, hit that sucked. I mean, I guess this is what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
And then it just progressed from there. I hosted an event. It went okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. Everybody had a lot of fun. That was back in July,
Now, do you
and
have
then
uh do you have your own land where you could do that, or did you have to go somewhere?
I rented Sherwood Forest out,
Okay.
and that was an
I want to
epic
say I've heard of
experience.
that because I've talked with a handful of people from Michigan. Airsoft Minty,
Minty,
TS,
oh, I
yeah,
love
the
Minty.
yeah the guys from TST, Titanic
Yep,
Swim Team. Okay,
yep.
yeah,
Shout out to Thorn. I love you, brother.
nice. Oh
He's
yeah,
a hell of a kid. Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of
yeah.
those guys. I've had the pleasure of playing with a lot of them.
Okay,
They're all really good people.
yeah, they are.
Yeah,
So your first one you did okay. Then you hosted one just this past July last
yeah.
year.
Just this past July. Yeah,
Okay, nice. And you
trying
plan on
to.
hosting more?
Yes, I do. Yep, I'm going to Georgia January, not January, but March
Yeah, I think I saw a
14th.
post. Yeah,
Yeah,
March.
yeah. We're hosting a game called Decay.
Yeah,
It's
decay.
a
Right, right.
zombie mushroom fungus based environmental game.
Mm-hmm.
It should be pretty fun. We're going to be pairing 3 sides versus an environmental factor. So
Nice.
don't get hit, guys. Don't get grabbed by a mushroom because you're going to be a mushroom all week until they come up with a cure. That's just the way it works, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, but when you die, you die.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what happens when you die at a decay game. You end up as a mushroom person.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That'll be interesting.
yep. You're still playing. You just
Now, can where if anyone wants to if somebody wants to find out more about that event, where can they find out all the details?
pink unicorn airsoft.com and fort13.com.
Okay.
That's the field that's hosting us. Should be a
Gotcha.
pretty good time. They're a pretty new field for. They just opened up a little over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of really cool structures they built. It's very clean. No, it's not a trash field. There's not a whole lot of garbage to hide behind. A whole lot of stuff like that. Like he's actually investing a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy and providing just a beautiful environment
Okay.
for a village and QCB and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna pull open this your post actually. Let's see if I can share the screen for you.
Oh, good God, which one?
Oh, you're the one for the event you're talking about.
Oh, Decay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll pull
Yeah, we're
that
about
up
to
so we
really
can
start
since we're
pushing that
talking
one
about
here
that.
pretty hard.
Yeah, let's see. We'll get some people informed about that because I did see that recently. You know, I think I did see on your Instagram the one of the guys from TST.
Yep,
Okay.
probably
Yeah.
Thorned.
Yeah. Maybe it was on your Facebook. It might have been on your Facebook. Yeah, I think it was actually. I don't really do a lot of Facebook. I don't get on Facebook that much. Not as much as I used to. And I just randomly, like this weekend, actually started getting like checking stuff on here. And where are you? And then I saw your post. And that's where actually I was reaching out to you to come on here. All right. And then I saw the one about the game. Here it is. Yeah, it's on your. Let me share this real quick.
Yay! Well, hopefully it should be a really good time. I'm co-producing it with another disabled veteran,
Okay.
so it really should prove to be just a. All we're trying to do is provide everybody with fun. That's it. We're never going to price our games truly above $100. It's
Gotcha.
where we're at price wise. It doesn't matter what field we're hosting it on. Where that's just where we're at.
Okay.
In fact, with all my merchandise and stuff, like all my replicas, if you look at my website,
Yeah.
I'm pretty much going to be consistently 20% under everybody else
Okay.
because that still provides me with just a minor handling fee for importing and then reshipping.
Right.
But yeah, everybody else has everything marked up about 50-60% from what they import.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
So you're able to, yeah, you're able to keep it lower.
Yep. So the more I sell, the lower I can keep my cost to everybody. I'd prefer it if it was veterans that came and bought all this stuff because it is priced so reasonably.
Right. Exactly.
But it's open to everybody.
It's a nice looking website too. I like that picture there in the back. It's
Well,
really
thank you. That's a
clear.
professional built website.
Okay. Nice.
We
Yeah,
really
you
are
can tell.
trying to go big. I mean, I don't hold back when I do stuff.
Yeah. It sounds like it. You got
Well, I
uh
appreciate it. I
you
mean,
you messed up. You got messed up and you're physically in the military and then you're
oh
still
yes,
out
sir.
here kicking it and you got this thing going, you got your all your gear uh and still getting after it. So that's pretty cool.
I try to run 5 miles 2 times a week. Yeah, I try to be really physically active. I try to keep at
Nice.
it. Yeah. I mean, like I said, if I can do it, there's really very little excuse for very few people to not do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you want to do you have any special guns that you have on your wall back there that I mean, there's special guns for sure. You got the AT4, you got the minigun, you got a is it a 240 Bravo or a
Oh, I
60?
got a few. I got a few 240s. I got
Okay.
the Tokyo Marui, and then I got a cyber gun, and then just another one somewhere. Yeah.
Awesome.
When I go out, I like to give people guns. I like to say, "Here, use this for the day.
Yeah.
Just run it. Run it till it breaks. I don't care. Have fun." That's why I bought them. For every veteran I come across, I literally will hand them any gun that I have brought and be like, "Here, use it."
That's
And then I
awesome.
usually bring uh, a few of these with me, and I do give
Whoa.
these to veterans that I come across.
What?
It's
How did you do? Did you do that?
no, I bought them like this.
That's crazy looking.
Yeah, these are double 1911s.
So they look like they're actually made together that way.
They are.
They're
They
not made
literally are.
separate and then stuck together.
No, they are made together. It's a single piece. It's a
Wow.
heavy recoil
I'm
action. I
sure.
mean, this thing is all metal.
Whoa.
It's a thing's actually a tank. It takes a 50 cal holster to actually holster it. But yeah, for veterans that I come across, I usually have some of these, and I'm like, hey man, here, thanks for playing, thanks for coming out. I hope that you continue to play airsoft. I
Yeah.
hope that you find as much comfort in this sport and this hobby as I do, because it keeps me going.
Uh-huh.
So here, from me to you, thank you for your service.
Dude, that's
Have a
cool.
Here, have one of these. About 68 of them. I think I've given out 25.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing, dude. Okay. That is cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever
yeah,
seen that. I've never seen the double like that that's
yeah. The
made.
AMW custom is what
Okay.
that is.
All right.
Yeah. They're
Very
pretty
cool.
sweet guns. Yeah, pretty sweet replicas. They suck to be hit with. That two at once, just
Right.
QCB. You call that one.
Nice.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you? Yeah. What about your minigun and your AT4 and
This
all the
minigun.
other shiny stuff back there?
This is the classic Army. It's the full size HPA one.
Nice.
It's actually going to go on a 2017 Polaris Ranger XP 1000 high lifter custom
That's a
for
mouthful.
disabled veterans to sit on, to sit
Yeah.
in the passenger seat and stuff, and be able to rip it up. That's why I have the bigger heavy machine guns, is to mount them to that vehicle, so that I
Okay.
can just put a bunch of disabled vets in it. Like, here, let's go, guys. Let's go out and just rip it up. Let's have fun.
Nice. Okay.
Let's get super silly,
Yeah.
because that's what this sport should really be about. It should be about forgetting about all your problems and letting go of the trauma that you have and pushing forward.
Yeah. Definitely, man. And I
What it
think
does
that's
for
what a
me.
lot of people do use it for.
Yep. It's a lot of the people that I've come in close contact with, that I've become acquaintances with, that I like to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I've met that I've done some of this stuff with, like down in Florida. Man, I met some the tryhards and
Oh,
the
dude, I
the
love the
breachers.
tryhards.
Man, those guys are epic players.
Yeah.
Like, they are a lot of fun to go clear rooms with. I mean, yeah, that old prison down there was a trip. It was an honor to go down there with Thorn and go play. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, him and I went down, flew down and played for the weekend and came back and just made a bunch of memories, a bunch of friends, and it was just a lot of fun.
That sounds
I'm
awesome.
trying.
Yeah, those guys are amazing. I've talked to a handful of people in Florida. Tryhards being on, they've been on a handful of times actually. Their whole team was on, or most of their team was on one time, and we had a blast. Yep.
Great dudes, really
Yeah, I
are
met
just
them. I
epic
talked with
cool
them
dudes.
at GTI here in South
Oh,
Carolina.
okay.
One of the events I went to, was this last year or the year before? Might have been 2022, and we met up, saw them, saw a handful of people actually that I met or that I had on the podcast, and ended up being pretty cool reunion,
Oh, I bet
kind
that
of
was awesome.
down there. Yeah. So I had I think there was like eight people or eight groups uh, in total that I had on the podcast before I met them at GTI at that event, and so it was really cool. Admin Airsoft,
Yeah,
uh
he's a pretty cool dude.
huh, met him
Yeah,
there. Tryhards, the Gorilla Gun
epic
Club out
people.
of Georgia.
I haven't met them yet.
Okay, um,
Hey, Gorilla
and
Gun
then
Club, come
yeah,
to Fort 13. Come play.
th- there you go. Yeah,
You
they're
can
actually.
hit me with a foam sword. It's open to anybody. Anybody that has a problem with me, that wants to hit me with a foam weapon, come hit me with a foam weapon.
There
Come
you
shoot
go.
me. It's okay.
Alto, Georgia. I'll have to look and see where that's at.
It's in the middle of nowhere in Georgia.
Because I'm in South Carolina, so I'm
Okay.
about an hour and a half, about an hour and a half drive from Atlanta.
Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's you will.
So
It's
I
about
could
half that
actually,
distance. It's
yeah,
about half that.
I'll have to look it up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up now. See where it's
Now
at.
you're going to get all fired up. Now you can
Right?
come hit me with a foam weapon.
I'll come hit you with the microphone, bro.
That's even worse, man. That's even worse. That's more damaging. Oh, the
Yeah,
weapon
hour
of
and 40 minutes.
propaganda.
It's an hour and 40 minutes from me.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Dude, that's nothing. I do
That's
that on the
nothing.
daily because I drive Uber, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and it takes
That's a
me.
dangerous job, brother. Thank you for your service to this nation. That's
I live
that's
on the edge,
hardcore.
baby. Okay, I live
You
on the
do. That
edge.
is hardcore.
Yeah, so I'll end up in Georgia sometimes or in North Carolina. Like, this thing takes me all over
Oh,
the
I'm going to be
place.
doing an event in North Carolina in Lumberton.
Okay,
Yep, I'll be doing that one sometime in July with Sergeant Major Green from Airsoft East.
okay,
He's an interesting individual, and he's a former U.S. Army Ranger, first first of the 75th. He was he's a really hardcore dude. Spent 23 years in.
okay.
Yeah, we're getting our own little military advisor club together, and we're gonna have our own fun. Okay,
Oh,
guys, where
there's.
everybody's welcome. Nobody's going to make fun of you. Nobody's going to belittle you. Everybody's going to welcome you with
Oh,
open arms because
well,
that's the
that's
way it
not
should be.
fun.
All right, we're still going to shoot you and call you silly names,
Oh, good,
but
good. Okay.
nobody's going to be openly horrific to anybody, if that
No.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? There is going to be no hazing of any former military members. I don't care what you used to do in the military. You all
Yeah.
contributed. Every service
Oh,
member
I
did.
see what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't
Yeah.
know where this came from because when I was in a long time ago. I was in
Yep.
1989, and that wasn't a thing. When you got out, like nobody cared what your MOS was. You were all the same. Like it didn't matter. You served,
Everybody
that
was
was it.
equal, right?
But this whole arrogance of, oh, you're not spec ops, or like
Oh,
everyone
right.
thinks that that
Yeah.
anyone in the
Where does it
military
stop, guys?
is literally on the front lines, and I'm like, bro,
Right.
that's not how it works. Okay. Like, dude,
Yeah.
uh,
The most hardcore
too many
people I've
movies,
met in the
bro.
military were 88 Mikes, the truck
Yeah,
drivers. The truck drivers going in and out of Baghdad and Ramadi and all those really hardcore, intense firefights that they were going through. Those guys right there, those men and women,
yep,
those are some brave people. I don't care
yeah,
what anybody says. I mean, they're driving bombs. They're
yeah.
just
They're
a
driving
huge
bombs,
target getting lit up. And they were the most casualties we took in this
right?
entire 20 plus year war on terror. Were
Yep.
those brave men and women. And yet they get just spit on because they weren't
Oh
what?
yeah,
Special forces? They didn't have a long tab? Really, guys?
yep,
Really? Come on.
yeah. When I
Let's
was in, it was so I was motor transport. That's what I got stuck with. That's not what I wanted, but that's what I was. I was motor
Yep.
transport. So and it was yeah, we got shit on. We didn't care. Like we owned it. Like we were, hey, we're
Right?
gonna,
Just gonna roll. I'm gonna root in this, man. This is my bread and butter.
hey
Get
man,
in
we
or
did
get
night
out.
runs. We had a
Right?
12 pack in the cab. Okay, we took care of these
Right.
guys. All right, but
Sitting there rolling deep with nods, just
I'm
going
telling you
slow,
now.
doing 2 miles an hour over bumps, like ha ha ha. Nobody will hear us.
We had a great time. But this is way before. Well, not way before, but this I got out before the Afghanistan stuff started. I was in during Desert Storm,
Yeah,
Desert Shield,
Desert Shield, Desert
which really
Storm.
was
Yep.
very short, very it wasn't a huge operation.
Short
So
and violent.
yeah,
Short
short
and
and
violent.
violent. I
Yep, the
had
way it
buddies go
should
over
have been.
there, but it was I was in Okinawa at the time in Japan. We were gearing up for this operation they do every year, training op for us and the South Koreans called Operation Team Spirit, and we went over there to South Korea for this operation. So we
Yeah.
didn't. My unit. nobody from Okinawa got sent to Saudi when Desert Shield and Desert Storm happened. So we were on
Oh, they just sent
standby.
you to someplace that was almost as dangerous.
Yeah, right. It was. Well, I'm going to tell you what. We went there for. It was in January. It was cold. It was 50 below zero, and
Mm-hmm.
the
People
locals are
don't
just like,
anticipate that.
"Oh man, this is no big deal." Like,
Yep.
you know. But
People are losing digits and parts of their face. Ears are coming off. Right. Just heat cats left and right. People just falling
right.
out.
For real. But yeah, you know what it was when I was in. What they talked about was the radio operators. Those are the ones,
Yep.
because we were still, we weren't even, did not
Short
even
life
train
expectancy.
on the urban warfare. We had like, I remember in MCT, Marine Combat Training. It's the month you go for a month after boot camp for the Marines, and it's we had like one day of indoor training, or
Yeah.
urban training, like kicking in a door, like stacking on the door and shit like that. And we screwed it up. Like, we threw a flashbang in there and
But
we all ran in before it blew up.
how would you know any better? Right.
We didn't know
It's
shit.
not what you're
Okay.
doing. It's
No,
really, for real. If you're not going through an education process where you're sitting in a classroom and you're getting briefed, and then
no,
you're
we didn't have any
you're
of that.
learning how to stack and flow and
We were in the
and
woods.
actually
We were
care.
learning survival in the woods,
Yep.
techniques, laying traps in the woods, claymores and stuff like that. Like, it was all woodland.
Old school.
Yeah, it was old school. We were still the Vietnam and Beirut kind of,
Yep.
um, or Grenada kind of training. That's what it was. It was guerrilla warfare stuff that we learned in the wood. All of our time was spent in the woods. So
I had guys in my
yeah.
unit that jumped into Grenada.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You talk
yeah.
about old school. I mean, yeah, some of the
Right.
few guys walking around with mustard stains. You're like, all right, all right,
No
you
shit.
just, all right, bro. You
That
you,
was a real
you
thing,
airborne,
man.
man. You are airborne.
We
I get it.
trained. We were trained. You know what the big thing for us was? The uh, biological and chemical warfare. So I was on an
Yep.
NBC team when I
NBC.
was in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was a nuclear
Ooh.
biological chemical warfare team for a year, and we trained. And I was like, I was just telling my wife this the other day. I was like, the hazmat suit. We were talking about this just off the wall strange thing. I used to shave my arms, okay, and that
Yeah.
started because of wearing the Gumby suit with the gloves. We had to put the chemical tape around here, which is
Oh
real
yeah. You
sticky.
got to really see it.
Yeah, and it would rip off all your hair right in around your wrist, like about
Layer
this
skin with
much.
it too.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, this look it looks stupid. Okay, we got hair on our
Yep.
hands, hair on our arms, and then this big spot. So we all decided to shave our hands and our arms up to like our
Yeah.
biceps, and that's where it started. And I don't know how it came up in a conversation the other day, but my wife's worked in the medical field for like 15 years, and I
Yep.
said, man, I'm going to tell you those. At least I don't know how the Gumby suits are now. That's what we called them. The hazmat suits the military has. We were geared up, like we were totally in full gear, and we have to do
Yep.
all the normal things. We're washing, we're deconning vehicles, we're deconning equipment, climbing up inside and out of vehicles and jumping around, and then we'd have to do push-ups here and
Doing
there just
mounted
to,
and dismounted
yeah,
patrols and all
right.
that fun
So
stuff that you'd have to do as a Marine or
yep,
soldier in an active situation where
once in a
you were
while
under direct threat, right?
they're dropping a CS gas,
Yep.
right? Right
Got to
there.
make sure
And
your
it's
stuff's
outside.
working.
It's not inside. It's outside. But just to see if these
Mm-hmm.
things, if we're still sealed up. No, it's not sealed up. Like half of our group is sitting here coughing, like,
Yep.
like I'm like,
Yep.
oh my god, we're dead.
We'd
Okay,
be
if
we'd be
there's
dead.
a chemical
Every
fight,
single one of
we're
us.
dead.
Yep. We're done. We're done. This is
I'm
pacifier,
like,
guys.
this
This
is
is
not
this
like
is
it doesn't hold a seal and all this jumping around, and we're not even diving in trenches and
Yep.
shit. Okay, like,
Yep.
and I'm
Imagine if you're
going,
doing stuff,
no.
right?
And then, so this is why when I was very skeptical about the mask thing with COVID, I'm like, bro, y'all are making me laugh right now. Like, seriously making me laugh. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Just whatever. But, anyway, so I don't know, that was, but yeah, the big thing was radio operators were talked about like, oh man, oh, you got radio operator, bro, your life expectancy is like
Like,
0.8 seconds.
yeah, it's yeah, you're the first target on that battlefield. If there's a
Uh-huh.
sniper, if there's a mortar platoon, if they can call an indirect fire on that position, that is the first person that they're automatically we got you. We know where you are. You're close to the commander, you're close to the chain. So if we hit you, chances are we can hit them. So
Yep.
let's make that a priority. Let's take out the comms, cause as much
Right.
confusion as possible, right?
Exactly.
Limit their ability to call in reinforcements, their own artillery, their own whatever. Let's nip that right there.
Yep.
Give us a tactical advantage in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you guys being over in Afghanistan, much respect, man. Appreciate you guys over there for sure. And one of the
Oh, it
things
sucked. It was
we're going to continue talking, but we lost our live stream. I don't know if it's if my processor is overheating because I broke the fan that was on it, so I got this thing jerry rigged. Okay, so
you're
I've got
playing
like
StarCraft, aren't you? You're also running StarCraft over there,
oh
right? In a
Cyberpunk
massive
2077.
tournament.
I was playing Cyberpunk. Okay,
Yeah,
oh
just
man. Um, so it looked like our stream went out on YouTube. I don't know if I can restart it or not. Let's see. Live stream is not available right now. Or maybe it's YouTube. I don't know. I've never had this happen actually. Our live stream's never been cut out. But I don't usually do these live streams. But
yeah.
we'll
Technical
continue.
difficulties will happen.
Oh, all the time. Usually it's on my end, on my equipment or something like that. But no, we're good to go on here. So you guys, so I want to ask you about this thing with MilSim West. Now, let me give you a little background on myself as far as what I know and what I don't know. Okay, so
Okay.
I have experienced Third Coast Airsoft events.
Okay.
My sons, they got into airsoft, which is why I started this channel. When they got into it, that was the bigger events that the MilSims that Third Coast Airsoft put on. They were close, right? Because Barnwell, South Carolina, which is where GTI is, that is a little over 2 hour drive for us, about 2 hour and 20 minute drive
Oh,
for
that's too easy.
yeah. And so
Oh
I've
yeah.
met the guys at Third Coast. Now they probably wouldn't know my name if you brought it up, but I've met them on the field. You know, I went to a couple events there, taking pictures and stuff like that,
Yeah.
talking to people. But my sons went and played. You know, them and their friend, and so I am familiar with those guys. I'm familiar with how they run events and certain things, and also. Um, Oh, who's the ones they have there? Airsoft Junkies.
Oh, they're great. I love airsoft
Yeah.
junkies.
So I've seen I've talked to those guys as well, and so I'm familiar with that group, like personal experience.
Yeah.
And then, but all the other groups, none of the other I've not met anyone else from the other groups. I've never been to any of those events. From what is it? American MilSim is pretty popular.
Yep. They're a very
Iron
popular
Claw
venue.
or
Yep.
yeah, Iron Claw. Is that
Yep.
no? Who puts on? Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've. There's another one that is I can't think of right now. But anyway, they host events around here sometimes as well, and they're always hosting events. There's American MilSim, MilSim West, Third Coast Airsoft, and
Your
I don't.
tactical is really good too.
Oh yeah, Grimnir, obviously. Yep, I know Matty Moe from Mo Bros, and I've talked with Rabbit
Yeah.
that runs Grimnir. So yeah, I've known a lot of these groups. I've heard a lot about MilSim West, like as far as the rule, like how strict it is or whatever that kind of thing. And then like it's a little bit different when it comes to that kind of thing. And then yeah, so but that's all I know. I don't know. I've not talked with any of the guys over there. And as far as MilSim West goes, I saw your posts or one of your posts, like repost or something like that. Just I guess just today, early this afternoon, about something that somebody was commenting back to you or something. So
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with any of it. Um, and
Oh, good God.
I'm kind of unbiased. I don't really know
Yeah.
anything. So what was what was going on with that?
Well, for me and that organization, it boils down to a few things. One, it's other veterans coming to me and sharing their experiences with people like Josh Warren, who owns it, and his hazing, as they put it, as he puts it, uh, belittling every service member because they weren't Army Rangers. I mean, just really going after some good people, some people that you know personally.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say their names, but some of the people that were on your podcast, he's personally gone after to the
Okay.
point where they thought about quitting airsoft.
Hmm.
And when you start messing with veterans, that's when you cross a line.
Now, when you say
You,
go after him, what was it like? Just like posting comments or like harassing him online kind of stuff,
oh
or
yeah, just hounded
okay,
him for months, just
really?
months and months and months. Yeah,
Why would
just
somebody that is busy with setting up these events? Because I'm sure they take some time, even if you have
oh they
experience, you
might.
have all
Oh,
your
yeah, they take me months. They take me
right.
months to do
Like you've got to
this.
communicate with people, big time
Yep,
communication with all these.
it is.
You are the hub of all these different, gears going on here. Like you got to place them all
Fact.
together and make sure they
Yep,
work.
you're
And
over
they
here
don't.
orchestrating
Yeah,
it.
you're
Yeah,
orchestrating everything. So I can't imagine somebody like that would take the time that it takes to bash somebody online. Like I don't even when I'm tempted to do this kind of thing, online, like to make
yep,
comments and stuff, I really don't have time. I stop and I go, man, I okay. Now I have done it. I have done it. I've gotten
yep.
online arguments before, and I just leave them halfway. They don't get closed out because I don't continue. I just don't have time for it. So
Nobody does.
yeah.
99%
So
of everything is not worth anybody's time or attention.
this
But
guy is hounding one of the veterans, and what, like, why? Like I can't imagine the person he's
his size,
attacking is, what is it?
his size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yep. And he's not the only one that he's gone after for absolutely no reason. This is the guy that I was just posting something to be fun on a post in from Spain. He let me know that he was hosting an event and that I'm personally a loser. This was Josh Warren, the owner of
That you're
MilSim
personally
West.
what?
That I am personally a loser.
A loser.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Why? What? Why? What is he trying to create, like a drama on purpose to get clicks or something? I don't get it.
He has something wrong with him. He really likes, as he's stated to me in a discussion, that he actually takes pleasure in making people that are, as he perceives, as mentally ill. He likes to torture them online. He likes to really mess with people as much as possible.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a pretty bold pattern of behavior coming from people besides me. I get a message at least once or twice a month from another veteran or another person coming forward about how Josh Warren or somebody that works for MilSim West has directly told them to go kill themselves or they're not worthy to play airsoft because of X, Y, or Z reasons.
Hmm.
Now, in a
It's
sport
so
that's supposed to be
weird.
inclusive, there's no, we don't do that. There's no wiggle
Uh,
room for
why
telling
did he come
vets to
after
go kill
you?
themselves.
Because you,
Oh, they came after me because I was in the tag-in forum on Discord, and people were talking about making homemade IEDs to bring to events, homemade explosive devices
yeah,
to bring and shoot at people. And I was like, hey guys, let's not do that. That's a really piss poor idea.
yeah,
As an event organizer, I'm telling you, don't do that.
yeah. That's really bad
And
idea.
A lot of those people were MilSim West players.
Like
And
you're going
from
to blow
there,
somebody's face off or
literally,
whatever
you were
because you
going
don't know
to,
how to
I mean,
mix your stuff.
no, they're talking about making their own homemade tag-in rounds with 22 primers and gunpowder. So that way, when
Yeah,
they
that
hit something, they
sounds
just go
really
boom. Yeah,
safe.
that sounds like a really mature and responsible thing to do with your knowledge of how to create stuff, right?
That's crazy.
So when somebody told them, "Hey guys, that's not okay. Let's not do this," they decided that they were going to pull what they pull on everybody else to me.
Mm.
And well, I'm not that easy to to fight. I'm a lose
Yeah,
lose
you're
kind
not
of
going to
guy,
go crawl in
guys.
a hole because they said some mean words to you.
No, no, I'll exploit you guys. I'll show the world, even if it makes me look bad, because I've said some really nasty things to some people in regards to them making veteran suicide comments. And I'll admit
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
When you guys make veteran suicide comments to me, there's nothing off limits
Yeah.
because you're messing with people's lives. You are directly messing with people's lives. I
Hmm.
really do wonder how many individuals Josh Warren, all of his little minions have told to go end it. How many have?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about because I think that's the first post I saw today, or one of the recent ones was that one, and I was like, so it got me curious. I was like, why is he
Yeah.
posting this? I don't understand. So, and then I looked at a few other your posts, and I saw some of the screenshots you put up of some of these guys, Ryan, somebody, and something else,
Oh,
Marcus
that's
or whatever.
Cobra Legion Airsoft.
Oh, okay.
So that's he does all of his stuff out of Blast Camp and stuff like that. He's actually a really big event promoter in the area.
Oh, I've never heard of him. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, in Indiana, he that's part of what tripped him out was me going to Indiana to host an event at Sherwood Forest.
Okay.
Yep. Yay!
So, what the hell?
I have no idea how I did that. That was fun.
Did
Let's see
you
if I
do
can do that
that?
again. Yay!
Oh shit! Uh,
Yoo-hoo-hoo!
is that a new feature?
I have no. This is my first time doing any of this. So
Yay! Aw.
I have the power.
Oh, dude! How do you do this?
I got an
Okay.
iPhone.
Oh, you're on your phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, it's it's got to be some kind of settings in here. I'll have to check that out. That's cool though. Um, anyone that was
Nothing
watching
else.
the live stream, so I've been trying to reconnect the live stream. YouTube is coming up saying live streaming is not available right now. So I'm guessing it's a YouTube thing because
They
all my
might
other
not like my
websites
wall.
work. Yeah, maybe. No, that's
Sorry.
unless they changed it. They could have changed their
Yeah.
policies, but
A lot of
typically it'll
places have,
say
including Facebook. They don't like this imagery right here.
no, they don't like that. But I've
No.
had it could be a recent change, but usually they will. Oh, yep. Never mind. You were right. They did change it
Oh,
because
it's
I
the
just got a notification.
wall.
Yeah, it is. I just got a notification. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, don't
I mean,
apologize. We're not apologizing for that, and I don't self censor. So
yep.
we do this stuff,
It's
and they can
it's it's this.
deal
It's
with it.
her.
You know what it
They
was?
don't
I
like
think
her.
it was probably when you picked up the pistols. Let me see.
The double 1911s. I guarantee it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like,
When
oh,
you
it flagged the screen.
Yeah, because it's like somebody had told me once. We were doing a live stream a long time ago. This is like 2 years ago, and they said, "Oh, I can't show you this gun. I can't pick it up and show it to you." We were doing live, and they said it'll end the stream. And I said, "Really? I never even heard of that." And I was like,
Oh wow.
I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, let's try it out and see." And so what I did was I warned everybody that was watching. All two people that were watching. I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, look, if this goes out, we'll try to start it back up." So, so yeah, that's what it is. I'm gonna share the
Yeah.
screen real quick and show you. Whoops, not that. Get out of here. What it says because
We have enough problems in airsoft, guys. Let's stop telling people to off ourselves.
right. Um,
Oh yeah.
do you see this? So I'm
What
going to read it for
screen?
everybody that anyone that can't
Yeah.
see it. So important notifications, community guideline removal. Your content podcast 299 with Pink Unicorn USA was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. We realize you may not have known this was a violation. So it knocked it off for that. That's funny, man.
Yeah.
That's the first time it's happened. So congratulations, my friend. You're a
I got me to
first.
do it again. Yay! I do a
I
lot of
love
those
it.
for a
I
lot of
love it.
people.
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start going live on Rumble because
I've
they don't
never
cut.
even heard of Rumble.
Yeah, they don't. Everything I post on here, I've been
Yeah.
posting on Rumble for over 2 years.
Well, I will
Uh,
get
when
Rumble.
when YouTube started censoring, and Facebook and all these other ones, when they started censoring back in late 2019, I guess it was 2020, early 2020, they I found out about Rumble, and it was one of those. It's kind of like Spotify where they don't censor; they allow free speech. Holy cow! And
Oh, oh,
yeah,
no! Please don't do that. Please don't. Please don't share opinions.
yeah,
No.
right. So I started a Rumble channel. I think even to this day, it's not a well-known platform, obviously,
Hit
and
Rumble, people.
yeah, stay Rumble. Let's go.
Hey,
Uh,
Rumble. They allow free speech.
yeah, right.
We can
And
see the not safe for YouTube content. The the sexy ladies that dance behind.
the guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Hey,
I don't.
replicas. Replicas.
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't change my verbiage. I don't change. I don't self censor on here. Like, obviously, I'm about respect. So I'm not gonna sit here and say a bunch of negative words or whatever about somebody, or call out some kind of whatever. Anything. This is how I taught my kids. Okay, the being online doesn't change how I talk and how I talk with
No.
people. So I have it in my head. Uh, I'm pretend even when I text, or if I respond to a post, whatever I type, say, or do on here or on any of my social medias is exactly how I would respond if you and I were face to face. If I wouldn't say something to you face to face, then I wouldn't say the same thing in a text or on a post or on a comment or on here, just because we're separated by however many miles, but we're here sitting here like this. I taught my kids the same thing. I
I
said,
agree
when
with
you
that
post,
statement.
when you comment, pretend that you're saying it with your words to their face. And if you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't do that, then change what you're going to comment. Period.
Yep.
So this is what the way I grew up is, in the 70s and 80s. You said the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time, you're
You
getting
get
punched in
hit.
the face. Okay, and this
I've
is
been
how
hit
you
too.
learn.
I've been hit a lot.
Me too.
This is not
I was a
this
little
is not a
slow
new
learner.
thing for me, right? Still,
Yeah,
I'm still learning
yeah, me too.
because I the way I talk to people online is exactly how I would talk to people face to
Right.
face. So yeah, I've
Yeah.
been hit.
So this thing with all
I'm
the
gonna
rules
get hit
that
again.
YouTube came out with, I don't do that. I remember somebody was on here and they said they were talking about something. And they said, "Oh, and they unalived," and I said, "What? What is unalive?" And they're like, "Oh, we can't say it on here." And I was like,
We
"What?
can't say
Suicide?"
suicide.
And I was like,
Yep.
"Bro, I am not saying some dumb word because
Nope.
of this. I'm just gonna say what if I can't do it on here, I'll do it somewhere else. That's just
Yep.
I don't censor this channel. I don't care what they do. That's fine. I understand the rules with live streaming with guns. I understand that because if it's a real, they don't want to, have somebody shoot themselves on
Yeah.
live. I get it.
Well, nobody wants to see somebody commit suicide. Nobody
No,
does.
no,
Nobody wants
or
to see
the
somebody commit a
pornography
homicide,
thing or whatever. I get all
right?
that. So I know that they have to be a little more strict on the live stuff. Totally okay with that, whatever. But yeah. So, and I don't do disclaimers on my posts on any of the airsoft stuff. Hey YouTube, this is airsoft toys, not real guns. I'm like, bro, I'm not saying all that crap. I'll just post, and if it gets taken down, it gets taken down. It's okay.
That's
So,
how I end up in Facebook jail.
Yeah, that's what you told me
Challenging.
today. You're like, maybe
Yeah,
I'm in Facebook jail. Yep.
yeah, it happens. It happens a lot.
Right.
It's really funny. They monetize me and then they throw me in jail, and then they monetize me and throw me in jail.
Oh my God, that's
It's a,
crazy.
yeah, it's
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. They pay me to make posts, so that's
It
why I
is.
produce as much content as I do. Is I get paid when
Yeah.
people click stuff. So
Yeah.
that's why I troll the MilSim communities with some of
Yeah.
my my silly posts. Some of the stuff that I think is actually kind of funny that I know is discussed because I play. I'm at these venues, I'm at these games, I'm hearing these conversations. So I know that with some of the stuff that I post, it's stuff that people have said. So if I could post it and get people to comment on it, I'm doing a good job. That that forum has gotten more action. People are commenting. The conversation is moving forward.
Yeah.
People may not like everything people say, but at least a conversation is taking place that wasn't taking place before, correct?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's good. It's some of these conversations are not always going to be, you know, calm
No,
and civil
no,
because not everyone is at the same maturity level.
nope.
That's just where it's at.
That is a very true statement.
Hmm.
And I'm involved in that. My maturity level can be sometimes down here. Yep.
We can be provoked to be at that
Yeah,
maturity level,
I
for
I
sure.
can be. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I understand that.
But I
So
try
this
to be really
thing,
nice.
started. Has this been going on a long time? Like you only
It's
been in
been going
airsoft
on
for a year.
for almost a year now. Yeah,
Wow.
since I started. Yeah,
So how did
and
you first experience it on your own, or did you hear about somebody else's
I
getting
heard
attacked
about
about it?
some other people's
Okay.
experiences, and then I
Yeah.
started experiencing it myself. And from that point, I was like, well, if they're going to do this to me, and they've done it to this person and this person and this person, when are they going to stop?
Yeah.
Who's going to finally say, hey guys, we're tired of your shit. Please
Hmm.
leave the veteran community alone. We don't care that you have a Ranger tab. We don't care that you did X, Y, and Z. Everybody's just trying to have fun. It's
Yeah.
a sport. It's a hobby. For some people, it's almost a religion.
Yeah.
So can we allow people a safe space where they can actually truly try to heal from whatever they have?
Exactly.
Because it's a healing sport. It gets you
Yep.
out, it gets you active, it gets you moving, it gets you bending, it gets your heart rate up, it gets you communicating, it gets you social.
Yep.
When people lose social communication and they lose that social connection, they are more prone to self harm.
Right.
Whether it's intoxication, whether it's any sort form of self destructive behavior, not limited to suicide.
Yeah.
We're talking about affecting people's long term health here,
Yeah.
not
Absolutely.
just not just that day, but how they live for the rest of their life. And through this sport, it can be done.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be. Like, I've talked with Freddie from Veterans for Airsoft. I had him
Oh,
on.
he does a great job. He's
Yeah.
really out there helping people.
Yeah.
He's
He actually
really
just
swinging
messaged
for
me a
the
couple days
fences.
ago, and once he's going to come back on, probably next week or in a couple weeks. So yeah, I mean, that's his main purpose with what he's doing is to get veterans in here, like to do for them what has happened to him through airsoft, because when he came out of the military, he was like depressed and he was
Yep.
down about this and that and the camaraderie and like losing people and and then you sit around, you don't have a purpose, you don't have something to do when you get out. I remember when I got out, and it's a long time ago, I burned a lot of brain cells between then and now, but I still remember how it felt when I got out. I was just like, now I was married too, but I still, like, half of me was missing. Like, I
Yeah.
miss that team, that camaraderie. You go through when you
You're a
go through
Marine, right?
certain things, yeah, like this brotherhood, it's in your blood, and it was really strong, man. I really missed it, and
You will
so if
always
you don't have something
believe
to,
Marine Corps red.
yeah, that's right.
I
Yep.
will always bleed maroon.
Yeah.
I will always bleed airborne, man. That's just the
Yeah.
way it is. I will
Yep.
never not be a paratrooper.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's too bad that there's this kind of negative stuff,
It
especially in the
really is
veteran stuff.
unfortunate,
Yeah,
and
and the
that's what
veteran.
outrages me so much, and is why I'm raising such hell about it, because it's unacceptable.
Well,
It's
I agree with you,
unacceptable
and
to
it's
tell.
definitely
Yeah.
it it's something that is so simple to fix. This one thing, like if you're gonna be hardcore at your events, like let's say this guy that hosts the events, whatever for MilSim West, if that team is hosting these events and they want to be like, they want
Do
to
it.
kind of get into character, right? Like to,
Go
to
for it, bro.
create an experience. Like we're gonna create. It's gonna be like boot camp. We're
Yep.
gonna tear you down verbally. We're gonna verbally assault you and just kind of like going through boot camp the whole time. So just be prepared. Like that's part of the experience to kind of immerse you in this weekend. I could totally understand, but the stuff online, bro, like don't you have better stuff to do? Like really, I don't get it.
Well, personally, I don't. I'm medically retired. I have nothing better to do with my time besides play airsoft and continue this petty, petty little feud over this issue.
Yeah.
That's my number one priority outside of my family, is fighting for the lives of everybody that is at risk.
Yeah.
It's not okay. I've been there. I've been at that dark place. Let's not do it. Let's
Well,
not pull that trigger today, guys, because you never know. That round might actually go off.
yeah. And the
And it
thing
only
too
happens.
is these guys, they don't, just anyone out there. You don't have to sing kumbaya online with people all the
No.
time and hold people's hands. Just don't say the negative shit all the time. Like you got to let up. There's that's what we were talking about earlier, knowing when to shut up. And it's nobody's saying we all have to be everyone else's counselors all the time.
Oh
But
no.
it's
Don't take that on yourself, man. That'll
yeah.
just that'll make you want to hurt yourself even more. Trying
Yeah,
to be
that's for sure.
everybody's center, everybody's rock, everybody's
Uh-huh.
solace. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, I was just talking about this with my wife the other day about how uh, and I don't know if you're a believer or not, but I'm not trying to make this religious, but the uh, the way I believe with the enemy, right, the devil, one of
Mm-hmm.
his main missions is to make you feel disconnected with everything, with your family, number one, with your family, number one, with God and with your family and with your comrades, because when you feel disconnected you feel lost, and when you feel lost you feel like your choices don't matter, you feel like you're insignificant. And this is the same exact thing that these guys go through, that I went through, getting out. You feel that
Mm-hmm.
you feel left out, you feel like and it's the same kind of feeling that people that have survivor's guilt have. Okay, you feel,
Absolutely.
yeah, this is like you feel that disconnect, and that's when you feel separated from the group. You feel like you don't have anything to offer. You feel like you're insignificant and your choices don't matter, and that's not the truth. The truth is
No,
there
it's
is a
not.
purpose for you, and somebody's out there relying on you, waiting on you to help
Yes,
them
they
too.
are.
You know?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, man.
It's a very good statement, and it's very well said.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for saying it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm with you on that. Like keeping everybody on point is very important. We need a purpose, man. We got to have marching orders in some way.
Yeah, gotta have drive.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you guys, the drive now is to just stay in this fight
Yeah.
every day. Just stay in it. Don't worry about tomorrow. I mean, worry about it. Have your finances in order.
Sure.
Prepare. Make sure that you're doing what you need to do. But focus on living today.
Yeah.
Focus on making sure that today's the day that you don't pick up that beer. That
Mhm.
today isn't the day that you pick up that needle. That today's the day that you don't pick up that gun. Today's the day that you choose you over whatever is pulling you to that dark place. Because, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, there are people that really are depending on you. You may not have even met them yet, but
Yep.
there's somebody out there that does need you because
Yep.
you are loved, you are needed, and you are wanted on this planet.
Yeah. Amen to that, brother. For real. Yeah. I know there's a lot of people online that post here and there about that kind of thing. Like, hey, if no one's told you today, I just want you to know I care for you. I want you to
I'm proud
do
of you.
better. I'm proud of you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's some of that going around, which is great. Unfortunately, some of the I think just maybe our human nature. Sometimes we like the drama, and we kind of gravitate towards seeing that stuff online, and maybe it gets pushed more. I don't know, but there is a lot of good stuff
there
online. There's
is.
a lot of
There are
positive things
epic,
online where you
beautiful
see,
people out
yeah,
there. There
yeah,
really
man,
are. There are some truly positive individuals in this community that, man,
yeah,
I'm just trying to keep up with.
yeah,
To be honest, I mean, there's a lot of them. That's all I
right,
can do is just try to keep up.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
as people with voices, we have to lead from the front, right?
yeah,
We don't have the luxury of staying silent because if we stay silent, the people without voices have no choice.
yeah.
They have no say.
Well, they won't see the good. They'll only
Nope.
see the negative stuff that's always out there. We gotta, there has to be people like us, people like your friends, people like all the people I've met that promote these good groups in airsoft that are
Positive.
positive and helping people. Yeah, that that go on here, and we put out content so that those people like that can see. Oh, okay, it's not all negative and
No, there
people
are people that will
tearing people
generally.
down and
It does not matter in this industry and in this sport that if you show up at a game, you can show up with nothing. And by the
yeah,
time it's time to play, you will have everything you need.
yeah,
I guarantee it. You'd be surprised at who has extra goggles, who has an extra mask, who has an extra primary, who has an extra secondary, who has an extra vest. You will be able to play that day. You
yeah,
will be included in that amazing activity, and you will be felt like you are part of a team.
yeah,
And to me,
absolutely,
that's what keeps me coming back every time is that feeling, that instant connection with people.
yeah,
Because it does lift my soul. It makes me happy. To see people happy, to see people being positive and active and having this witty banter where everybody's having fun. Even if you're saying, hey, fuck you, I'll get you next time. Everybody's doing it with a smile. Everybody's doing it with the sense of, dude, we're all playing a game. We're all having fun, right?
yeah,
Let's just keep having fun.
yeah,
I guess one of the things I'd like to do right now is really apologize to everybody. I do say some pretty heinous things
okay,
when it I did go after people's families
oh,
because that was a shitty thing to do. It really
what was
was.
this?
Oh,
Like
this
people
was
that you were talking about like earlier,
yeah, people I was talking about earlier.
like the
Yep.
MilSim West guys, or
Yeah, MilSim West guys. Yep, I've gone after their families because they've told people to commit suicide.
gotcha, okay,
Called one of their kids a cunt and told him that he needs to shut his cock holster. And told Ryan Marcus that if he doesn't get off the internet and start being a better dad, that his daughter's probably going to end up on a stripper pole.
okay.
To everybody that I've
I'm trying
offended
not to laugh. I'm
outside of
sorry.
them, everybody that I've offended outside of them, I will do better.
Yeah,
I promise I will. This issue of veteran suicide, there pushed me to a point where there were no lines.
yeah,
But for the betterment of this sport, I will draw firm lines for myself.
right.
Even though they won't for themselves, even though they
Hmm.
won't hold themselves accountable, I will personally hold myself accountable.
I'm really glad you said that, man, and kudos to you for having the guts to apologize. And that's look, man, this is the whole thing about the golden rule of treat others as you want to be treated. It doesn't say treat others as you are treated, or else we'd all be terrible because we would
Yeah,
just
we'd all
start
be
treating
horrible, right?
back worse than what they treated us, and then they would treat us worse, and then we'd all be, living in the mud, fighting constantly, like, you know,
Blind with
yeah,
no
man,
teeth.
this is not the way it's supposed to be. The golden rule is treat others as you want to be treated. And that goes for our words, that goes for our texts, our comments, and that kind of thing too. That doesn't mean that's an ideal to strive for. Our emotions get
It is.
in the way sometimes, and we go pretty quick on the comments. I've done it as well. I'm sure most people can relate to that. And posted something and regretted it. Okay.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
felt dirty every
yeah,
time, just
yeah.
absolutely filthy dirty because it was a shitbag thing to do. I
Yeah,
mean,
low blow. Like,
huge low blow.
yeah,
That's like trying to cup hunt people at an airsoft event, right?
yeah,
Who's wearing a cup? You guys are going to call your hits. Let's see who's wearing cups today, right? I admit it,
yeah, yeah. Well, I
and
appreciate you saying that, man.
I would not fault anybody for wanting to punch me in the face when you see me.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah,
I've even offered to have 1v1s with people with foam weapons. If you really want to hit me because you're that mad,
yeah. I would say
let's do
don't
it.
let him punch you in the face, man. You just had neck surgery, and like, don't, that might mess something up. I don't know. You already
I'm
damaged
probably
some
gonna
part of
have
your
to have it.
brain. Okay.
I'm probably gonna have to have another neck surgery here in the next year. So
Uh oh.
yeah, that's the whole. I have to start doing physical therapy again next week. I have to do cervical traction for my for the vertebrae below it. I'm pinching a nerve now. Yay!
So this, I guess, talking about that part, the thing that you said earlier, I don't know what the medical term you said was, but the bone spur thing that grows,
Yeah,
is that something that can recur?
that is something that can recur. Yeah,
Wow. That's
it's
so
just
weird that
due
it's
to
in that spot.
yeah, it's just how I damaged my neck. I
Gotcha.
bulged and slipped from my C1 down to what my C7.
Yeah.
So my entire neck is just there's very little vertebrae. There's very little what is that called? Cartilage in between my
Yeah.
discs anymore. So and they're
Mm-hmm.
all slightly out of a line. So with my C5, C6, they were so out of a line that the bones were starting to heal themselves because there was no cartilage there anymore.
Wow.
And so when the bone was healing itself, not only was it healing itself on the outside right here,
Mm-hmm.
it was healing itself on the inside of that bone, crushing into my spinal cord, leaving permanent, actual
Ah. Yep.
spinal cord damage to my cord.
Right.
So when I went in to go get the surgery done, they went in and they opened up my neck and they did a complete scoop of the what was left of the cartilage between my C5, C6.
Mm.
They went in very carefully and they used a robotic system, little thing, and they really
C3PO.
carefully, yeah, C3PO'd the bone spur out very carefully,
Yeah.
and then they put in a plastic spacer with a wire cage and bone graft to form a single bone, and then they put in a titanium plate with 4 titanium pins to fuse it all together.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I'm probably
Bro,
going to have that without having the spinal cord scooped. I'm probably going to have that done again right below that spot.
that sounds like a lot of work that they put into
Yeah,
that.
they did.
Holy
They really
cow.
did. Great
Do
surgeon,
not
great
mess that
surgical
up,
team.
okay?
One of the best ones in the entire world.
Really?
Dr. Siegfried, amazing neurosurgeon. I
Awesome.
can't thank him enough. I mean, he really did a truly amazing job.
Yeah.
Like, well, I was able that day. I was able to start walking again.
That's
Like
amazing.
I could fully feel my right foot again. I went and when I got home out of the hospital, we had French fries and they were right out of the oven. And normally I could just grab hot stuff like barbecue and stuff right
Oh,
off a
because you
grill.
didn't have
Just
feeling?
And I thought it was because I had this magical like barbecue hands because I was barbecuing so much, making so much brisket and
Yeah,
pulled pork,
they
and
toughened up.
that I toughened up. That I had like this magical ability. No, I was just losing all of the feeling in my hands. So I went to go pick up these fries, and they burnt the hell out of me. Like my hands just hurt. And my wife looked at me. She's like, "Oh, so you don't have this magical ability to just pick up hot foods, huh?" I was
Oh,
like,
that's
"Nope,
funny.
nope. That was I didn't have any feeling." Yep.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
So yeah, I'm back up and at it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Airsoft.
Yeah, man, for real.
I can't say enough about the sport. I can't say enough about the people in this industry. The
Right.
people that I've met that are really trying to help individuals. Just man,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, you could show up to an event, not have anything. And by the time it's time to play, you'll be ready to go. And I've never experienced any other groups that are that way.
Right.
Ever. I
No.
didn't experience that in the military.
No.
It is absolutely insane.
We've talked about that
People will look
numerous
after you.
times on here where I was,
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people, when I was doing a lot of these podcasts last year and the year before, pretty regular, like 3 a week I was releasing, and I was talking about it a lot. So I'm sure they got sick of hearing it, but I was like, I'm still, even to this day, I'm still surprised, like amazed at if you compare, at that kind of generosity within airsoft. If you compare all the sports you can do, all the hobbies you can do after high school, after college, after the military, what are your options, right? Like, let's say just here in America, what are your options? You got
Go
bowling, you could be
golf.
on a
Let's go
bowling league.
race.
You got yeah, you could do softball's real popular, right, for like church
Yep.
leagues or intramural softball. You got basketball leagues. You've
Flag
got
football.
flag football. Okay,
Yep.
um, golf. Okay,
Golf
golf's a big
racing.
one.
Yep.
So all these, look at all those, and which ones are people going to be that accepting, that generous, that like, dude, people aren't going to give you golf clubs when they
No.
don't even know you.
No, they're not. No,
Like, here,
they're
you
not
can use
gonna.
this
Yeah.
until you get done. I'm going to finish before
Yeah.
you, but you can use this one until you come back to the end here. Like, that just doesn't happen.
Here between us, we have enough clubs that we can all play. Everybody has enough balls and enough tees that we can all be out here having a
Right.
good time.
I
All
mean, there's
right,
nothing
guys.
out there that
Nope.
does the same thing that airsoft does. And not only that, this offers a, let's say, top tier experience down to the beginner level experience. So this
Absolutely
one
does.
hobby, you can't do that with golf. You can't do that with bowling.
Nope.
You can't do that. So bowling, what are your options? You get on a church bowling league. Okay, let's go over here, or just a bowling league with your buddies, and you meet there every Thursday night. Have a few beers, you bowl, and it doesn't really mean that much. Like, you gotta, I mean, it's fun, and you get a tournament at the end, but it's not like that. That's all there is. It's not like you can't expand these types of games than
No,
what
you
you're
can't.
doing. So this, you can go in Speedsoft, MilSim, uh, cosplay, whatever kind of mixture of stuff that that they all these
My
different
arena.
events come up. Like, what's his name? 6 millimeter Mandalorian hosts the Star Wars events. They're really in
Yep.
depth. You got Balahack Airsoft that hosts those kind of events with zombies and stuff. I mean, dude, it's wide open
It is. The
from beginner
possibilities
to
are
veteran.
endless.
Hmm.
Endless. Endless. Endless fun.
Still
You
amazes
just
me,
got to be willing to
honestly.
do it.
Right. So I know it sounds weird when I'm saying this stuff. People are like, "Oh, okay, dude. It's like it's not that big a deal," and I'm going, "Bro, it still
You guys have
amazes
no
me.
idea.
It's of
You
how
go
broad of
ask
a
a
thing it
fisherman
is."
to borrow his rod.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
fishing. You could be,
show up to a fishing hole and forget your tackle. See how your day goes,
yeah, they'll
right?
laugh at you. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta fucking go.
If you
You gotta
find a
go,
stick over there in the woods, I'll give you some fishing line. You can throw in
right?
there if you got a hook or something, But
You
yeah,
know, I could see some lying around here. I think I see a hook down there.
right. Yeah, I can't tell you how many people I've talked. Probably 90% or more of people I've talked with on here have told stories on here about somebody, either them showing up to the field and didn't have something, or their gun broke, like the first 5 minutes,
Yep.
or on chrono. Okay, which is, I don't know why, it's like the airsofter's curse. It's like it
It
worked at
is.
home 10 minutes ago, and now I
Yep.
chrono and it does will not shoot. That kind of thing happens, or somebody else shows up that doesn't have something or breaks, and they give it to them, or someone gave it to them. Like it's super common. It's very common.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the people's ability to spend their time helping other people. Like
Yeah.
I've seen people spend their entire game fixing somebody else's gun.
Yeah.
This person paid good money to show up to an actual event. It's a 2-day event, and they've spent the first part of their entire day
Yeah.
fixing a gun for a complete stranger.
It's
I
crazy,
mean,
right?
I've never experienced anything like it. It makes you go, "Oh, okay, guys,
The
this
golden
is
rule is in definitely in effect in airsoft.
yep." It really
It
is.
really
It
is.
is one of the most honorable sports I have ever had the privilege of
Yeah.
playing
Really is.
because it's everybody holds themselves to a standard, and it's
Yeah.
really cool to see.
That's amazing, man. Listen, bro, it's been amazing talking with you. I really didn't know what to expect because, like I said, I didn't know. I haven't talked with you before. I've seen your
Nobody knows what
posts,
to expect with me. Nobody knows what to expect with me.
and I started seeing these posts of, the screenshots of comments and their comments or your comments, and I said, "Oh man, what am I in for here? I
Yep.
don't know." But man, you're a
I'm
stand-up
not trying to
guy
be
for
shy
sure.
about stuff.
No,
I'm
no,
trying to
no, we
swing.
shouldn't. I mean, we can talk about things that aren't easy to talk about and still be civil and still be cool and still be gentlemen and ladies about it. That's how it should be. Okay, we should be able to
Yep.
talk about certain things and still have class. So yeah, man, that's good. So I
Well, I
appreciate
appreciate
you
your
being on
time.
here.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I
Yeah,
love
man.
I love watching your podcast, man. I actually do watch them. So
Thank you. And congratulations on being the first one on here that got our live stream shut off, bro. That's the first time.
another one of these. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
So I've been
I
recording this whole thing, so I'll do the same thing I do with all of them. I'll post it and I'll send
beautiful.
out a message to everybody. I think I'm going to take the screenshot. Actually, Mr. OT, thank you, Mr. Off Topic, for sending me this screenshot. He took a screenshot of the YouTube notification that he got, and while he was watching, this video has been
Oh,
removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. So
yeah.
I'm gonna screenshot that and post it
I
with this video.
I appreciate it because I violate a lot of guidelines.
I love it, man. I think it's great. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But thank you so much, dude. And I will. If you tag me in your post, with this upcoming event, I'll spread the word and
I'd
go
greatly
ahead and give the
appreciate it.
information on that again on that event.
PinkUnicornAirsoft.com. It's going to be in Georgia. What was the name of that town?
Alto.
Alto, Georgia at Fort 13.
Yeah.
It's a really cool place. It's a small venue, so it's going to be pretty intimate. There's 35 buildings to choose from for indoor QCB style village play. Yeah,
Nice.
the owners invested a lot of time and money into to make it a very professional grade facility. Yeah,
Awesome, man. I will definitely repost that stuff and get it sent out.
I appreciate it. We're trying to change airsoft a little bit, trying to make it fun for
Good.
everybody, trying to give everybody a big old hug, tell them that I love them because they need
Yeah.
it right now. Right.
That's
Well, I
great, dude.
appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. It's been a
All right,
pleasure.
brother.
All right, you be easy.
Good talking with you. Have a good night, man.
You too.